Hey, my name is Isaac.
And I'm Andrew Phillips.
And
you're listening to the Let's Fight podcast.
Alright guys, welcome to the podcast.
We have a lot of topics
today. We got a lot to talk about today.
By a lot, we mean a lot.
It's going to be exciting. I mean, just a lot of crazy stuff. So first things first, I want to ask Andrew how he's been going with his solo channel, which if you haven't subscribed, link in the description below and card on the screen now. And if you're on mobile, go ahead and hit the iCard up in the top right corner, and it'll be there. How have you been doing with your solo channel?
It's been alright. I'm pretty much dealing with a one-hit wonder video right now. You know, Momo. I got lucky with that timing. I didn't think I would do so well on that video. Honestly, it wasn't the best video I've ever made. But personally, I feel like, you know, I can ride off the success of that for a while, but then it's kind of stagnated and gone down a little bit, so I have to keep grinding, keep getting back to where I want to be. So how about you, Isaac? How's your channel? How's everything else?
My channel, I hit 10 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a highlight for me.
How many of those are your channels?
5 of them. So it's been great. No, it's been awesome. We hit 3 subscribers on the Let's Fight podcast channel,
which is minuscule to 447 at the moment.
Yeah, which congratulations on hitting 450.
Well, and then it fell down to 447.
Well, that's okay. They're haters. F*** them. I just cursed. I never cursed. Oh my god.
Wow, you sound so childish. But it's, you know, it's we'll get there. We're gonna look back at these podcasts in the future one day, and we're gonna be like, you know, we did a good job, and we'll only get better from here. So
exactly, it's motivation for the future.
But I think we should start moving forward with the podcast. So, what's our first topic?
The first topic is gonna be about the 3,200 pounds of cocaine that was worth $77 million in New Jersey's biggest bust in decades.
That's a lot of cocaine.
Like, why would you have that much cocaine sitting in one spot is what I want to know. Like, if you're a smart, like, drug cartel member, not saying that I am, but...
Build the wall.
But I would, like, have it, like, spread out, you know? I wouldn't have that much sitting, because you just lost $77 million worth of cocaine.
And they're gonna be fighting for that. There's probably some more that's going on that we don't know about.
Imagine how many people got fired. Oh, sorry, correction. Imagine how many people got killed because they let this be found. Like,
El Chapo wouldn't let this happen.
El Chapo would.
El Chapo would be pissed, but unfortunately, he's in jail for him at least. That was my zipper for my jacket, not my pants.
The massive bust on February 28th came after authorities checked a shipping container entering the country and finding 60 packages containing white powdery substance that proved to be cocaine.
They don't know that. That might be sugar.
It might be sugar.
It's proven to be cocaine.
It might be $77 million worth of sugar. That's very possible. The largest bust was at Port Newark in May 1994, which resulted in 6,400 pounds of cocaine. So this is the biggest bust in 25 years. It's quite a bust. And another topic I wanted to explain, moving on from this, really quick before we go into one of your topics, is I've always wondered where most of the money from these seizes go to. Like, does it get burned? Does it get buried or anything like that? No. What happens is, like, a huge percentage, like usually like 80 to 90% of that money that's seized goes back to the department. And either goes into funding for the department or bonuses for the police officers. So I think that's kind of dope. But it also
no pun intended there, right?
But I think that's also kind of awesome, like how that goes back to the police officers that found it. But then it also creates a problem, like, are you sending police officers to go out and solve crimes and protect the citizens, or are you sending police officers out to find extra pay quotas? You know, like what are you trying to do there?
They should be fighting the crimes, not looking for the bonus. The bonus will come, but
Yeah.
they shouldn't be solely focusing on drug busts. Those
Yeah.
will come, and if you're on duty, you might get a good fund, you know.
You know that.
Insert make it rain here. Or-
Next.
I was clapping, my dude. So our second topic is going to be about the issue of pedophile YouTubers. And they may not be pedophiles, but, you know, I'm tired of, like, looking on YouTube and seeing these people with younger audiences kind of sexualizing their audiences, per se.
Most definitely. That's kind of...
With the emergence of, like, the Me Too movement, people are going to start coming out and saying, you know, they touched me or they talked to me in a bad way. And we've seen this start to happen with a more known YouTuber named Shadical. This is kind of old, but, you know, it's still relevant.
But he hasn't been shut down yet. He's still doing things, and he needs to be stopped or proven innocent. Because here on the Let's Fight podcast, everyone is guilty until proven innocent.
We don't go like the courts do. But he's not the only one, of course. We've had the pedophile controversy and Doom Clan, if you ever heard of them. They're kind of getting under fire for that. Doom Danny, he's a creator who, like... Okay, so I'll explain it the best I can.
Doom Danny sounds like a pedophile.
He is a pedophile in a way. You know, with these YouTubers who do Fortnite, they have a younger audience. That's just a fact, because Fortnite is like the little kid version of video games. You know, it's safe for them. They don't have to worry about blood and gore.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, people take advantage of their content creator platform, and then they kind of sexualize Fortnite or their audience. And you see this with Doom Danny, who is I can't talk, who's making videos on, like, how do I explain it? He sexualizes the Fortnite skins and says how thick they are and whatnot. Yeah, you haven't heard about this.
No, I have not.
It's kind of fucked up, and why are these YouTubers still allowed on the internet? Like, if your audience is young kids, you shouldn't be talking about that to young kids.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, at least age restrict your videos, which hopefully will discourage, because your age restricted videos don't get monetized.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's something that should not be going on. Oh, something just came up on Twitter. There is a Shamrock and Awe event for Black Ops 4, so how nice. So, yeah, that's off topic, but...
So, you could play Black Ops 4 while listening to this. If you're on PS4 and Xbox, you can get the Spotify app or the YouTube app and play it in the background.
Oh, God.
We're not on Spotify, but maybe one day.
If you help us get to that point, even though there's probably going to be like 10 people who listen to this. Actually, our last video, what did it get?
37 views.
So
right
37 people listened to it. Not
so
bad.
it's one of them being my mom.
Hi, Isaac's mom.
If you're listening to this.
Alright, so let's move on to topic 3.
Topic 3, which, what did I label it as?
Sonya
Flight.
fight.
That's right. So this is just something funny that I thought. I mean, it's terrible, but this goes along with parenting. This Sadia flight returns as mother. A Sadia flight returns as mother forgets her baby at the airport. So,
What?
The incident happened over the weekend when a Sadia plane returned to the airport after taking off, as a passenger on board had forgotten her baby at the airport.
How does one forget a baby at an airport?
Right. The Sadia mother told the cabin crew that she had left her baby in the boarding area at the terminal of the King Abdulaziz International Airport. The video went viral on social media, showing the pilot requesting permission to head back to the airport while talking to ATC operators, who were caught by surprise and were scampering around to figure out the protocol.
Help, we lost a baby. But not an abortion-wise. How do you forget a baby? Come on now.
This flight is requesting to come back. A passenger forgot her baby in the waiting area. The poor thing. Yeah, so that's just an interesting thing that has happened. That's just a really quick one. Another one that you wanted to cover. Sir
Animal
Andrew.
cruelty. Yeah, I'm tired of these animal abusers getting off with So in this story, I did this for my YouTube channel. It's going to be up later today. The dude gets no jail time because he did get accused of setting a cat on fire and feeding its corpse to a dog in Florida, of all places. But this guy got away with jail time. He only got 100 hours of community service, and he got probation for 5 years. And guess what he didn't get? Hint, it's not jail time. I wonder how loud that is in their ear.
Probably pretty loud. That's fine.
It's
alright.
okay.
It's muffled.
But I'm tired of these animal abusers getting off, and we've seen some laws going around in Congress that are going around about having animal cruelty, which is not a federal offense, be a felony and federal offense. I'm surprised it's not, and I hope that Congress does something about that and makes it a federal offense.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as what the PETA organization was founded on, animals are people too.
No,
but
animals aren't people.
They are, pets. They are wild animals. They are another species that can be dangerous if not, tamed properly. But you should still take care of them because they are still living things, and they deserve
especially
the right.
domesticated.
Yeah, they deserve the right to live and be happy and all that kind of stuff.
That was me drinking water, by the way. If you can hear that.
Sounded like a queef.
Damn it, Isaac. But yeah, I'm tired of these sickos getting away with this. This dude burned a cat alive and then fed it to a dog.
It's just not humane. I'm sorry, it's a funny article to me.
But it's not okay.
What kind of... He must be insane and so, mentally ill or something.
But I do think that there should be a minimum of maybe 5 years jail time at minimum, depending on the...
If you're found guilty of intentionally,
But if you're burning a cat alive in a cage, where it can't get out, I'd say that's 20 years worth of jail time.
Yeah, because that's animal cruelty. That's not just animal cruelty, that's animal torture.
Which is insanely fucked up.
It's terrible.
And the worst part is you didn't get jail time. So let's move on from that.
Transgender woman arrested in chemical spray attack eyed as hate crime in New York. A transgender woman has been arrested in connection to the random attacks of at least 7 people who were sprayed with a chemical substance on Friday in New York in what is being investigated as a hate crime.
What's this, a transgender person not being attacked and it's still getting called a hate crime? Hell yeah. Nothing against trannies, though. No offense to you trannies.
Thomas J. Hurd, 37 years old, was arrested after allegedly threatening someone with a sharp object in the Bronx, and the victim worked with the police to track her down. Authorities believe that Hurd also was responsible for dousing a man with pepper spray-like substance on Friday, then running out to the street and spraying 5 more people. Soon after, she allegedly attacked another woman who was transgender, and now it is being called a hate crime.
So we got an MMA match going on with a transgender against another transgender going on here. You said the last person was a transgender person too? What are the odds? A
transgender woman was arrested in chemical spray attack.
Oh, I popped my back.
No, I don't think the last woman was transgender. I think that was just a misread on my part. Next topic. That was just a little, interesting. If you want to know our thoughts on trannies. Transgenders. That's offensive. I'm sorry. I don't mean that.
Too late. They already took the audio and cut that off.
I'm going to leave it in. We got another story of... this one I think Andrew's very passionate about as well. A man was acquitted of rape charges because the victim was judged as too masculine.
I don't know how to feel about that. That's kind of fucked up.
About 200 people protested outside of a court of appeal in the Italian city of Ancona after it was revealed that 2 men were cleared of rape charges partly because the alleged victim looked too masculine to be a target of attraction.
How dumb is that judge or judges and jury? This happened in what, Italy?
Yes, the men had been convicted of raping a woman of Peruvian origin who was 22 at the time of the attack in 2015 by a court of first instance in 2016. Her name was not made public under Italian law.
That's fucked up that they did not charge them at all.
Yeah, just because someone looks too masculine doesn't mean that they can't be a target. They can't be raped.
Rape is rape and should be punished by law.
Yeah, unwanted sexual assault.
In the United States, we would probably see Brock Turner get 6 months in jail again if that happened, but it's fucked up. Rape should be taken more serious. I'm tired of hearing boys will be boys. I take the feminist side of this, not gonna lie, and that should be more punishable than it has been. Just saying.
In the U.S., I have to give it to the U.S. justice system. I don't think that men would be acquitted of rape charges because someone's too masculine. Because I think over here, especially in the courts,
we have some common sense.
And a good 50% of the United States is very, very for, rape is not just man versus a woman, but also a woman versus a man. So I think
it can happen both ways.
Yeah, so I think over here, they definitely would have been pressed. The charges would have been fully pressed, and they would have gotten jail time, definitely. But Italy, what's going on? Why are you just letting men?
Why you like this, bro?
You're going to be attracting all the sexual assault people from all the other countries over to Italy because they know that they can get away with it.
All right, let's move on from that topic to the Texas one.
Oh, okay. This is going to be nice. A 17-year-old Texas girl repeatedly stabbed her newborn just minutes after it was born and then dumped the body at a neighbor's home and went to sleep, police has said. So, a pregnant...
I can't imagine, giving birth and then having the energy to, I don't know, all the processes. I'm sure it takes a lot out of you, no pun intended, because you're losing 15 automatic pounds.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 15. It may be more 8, 8 pounds, 16 ounces. I don't know.
She's definitely not pro-life.
She was trying to hide it from her parents. That's obvious.
Well, she waited until she gave birth. Right after she gave birth in the hospital, she went
We call that prolonged abortion.
Yeah. Yeah. She stabbed her newborn baby and then left it. She dumped it. Said she dumped it in a neighbor's home. And then went to sleep. She's
you know what's going through my head when I read these?
What? Oh, dead baby jokes. We don't have to keep anything from this podcast. It's controversial already. Erica.
Hey, what's the difference between a pile of dead babies and bowling balls?
What?
You don't have to clean up bowling balls with a pitchfork.
It's terrible. Erica Gomez of El Paso faces capital murder charges.
As she should.
For killing her child.
Even though we laugh at this, it's still a serious thing and should not happen. But, how, government is, not just the U.S., but, state laws are, trying to, ban abortions altogether. It's kind of their last option.
According to court documents, Gomez admitted to giving birth in her bathroom, wrapping the baby in a bathrobe, and putting it in a shed at her neighbor's house. She then went back inside her home and fell asleep.
I can't imagine the mess from all that, and her parents are like, wait, what the fuck happened here?
Gomez didn't tell anyone because she was scared, according to the police. The newborn's body was eventually found by a 13-year-old neighbor who entered his shed and made the grisly discovery.
Grizzly? What, it's a bear now?
Well, it was stabbed several times.
It's a gruesome scene, that's for sure. All jokes aside.
She is being held at El Paso County Jail on $800,000 bond.
Damn. She done messed up. It's fucked up. That's for sure.
While abortion's legal, like I don't care. Like for people who are pro-life, and for like I gotta admit, me personally, I am more on the pro-life side than the pro-abortion side. But abortion's legal. Like don't wait till the baby's already its own like. When the baby's out of you and it's separate, it's its own entity at that point. Like it's no longer something that you can control.
Just take it to the hospital. Hospitals do is you can abandon them in a humane way. Take them to the hospital.
You can put them up for adoption.
Yeah, but you can also abandon your baby at a hospital too. It's a humane way. You just say, "Look, I don't want this baby." You hand it over, and
they'll put it through social services and all that kind of stuff. Like you don't have to
stab it a few times and put it out of its
misery.
misery.
I mean, not all the details are given in the article. Maybe the girl wasn't allowed to have an abortion because her parents didn't want her to have an abortion. And maybe this was like one of the few
Or maybe
ways.
she didn't want her parents to find out. Who knows?
Well, I mean, her parents definitely found out if she got all the way up to pregnancy.
Girls go to long lengths to hide it. You remember, I'll say her initials, AC, soccer player last year?
She didn't go through.
She didn't do an abortion, though.
No, but she didn't hide it.
She tried to with hoodies. If I remember
Well,
right,
she definitely tried to hide the baby bump, but she was very much.
She wanted to look decent in a way.
But she very much loved her child, and she's doing great right now.
Let's move on from this one to North Carolina teacher.
Oh, okay, yeah. North Carolina teacher arrested for molesting child.
What?
Now faces
I'm not laughing at that.
new charges in 4 states. So a North Carolina teacher who was arrested in Phoenix for allegedly molesting a child is now facing new charges in several states, including Alabama, Arizona, California, and North Carolina. Police Department Special Victims Unit has charged 44-year-old Nathan Stewart Elder with 33 counts of possession of images obtained in violation of secretly peeping while using a photographic device.
So this one's fucked up.
He's been taking pictures.
Throw away the key.
Of minors.
Yeah, throw away the key. Don't let them out into society ever again. Nope. No. End of discussion.
Oh, not just minors. So this law apparently also includes just peeping, like unapproved pictures of people who are.
But molesting kids.
No, yeah.
Throw the key away.
Arrest him forever. There should not be a thing.
Let's move on to Russia's internet restrictions.
That's right.
Wow, we're closing on 23 minutes.
This is going to be a good one. Thousands of people took to the streets of Moscow and 2 other cities on Sunday to rally against the tighter internet restrictions in some of the biggest protests in the Russia capital in years. So, in Russia, lawmakers last month backed tighter internet controls. I think that Russia is wrong for doing this. I don't think they should restrict anything unless they have something to hide. But I guess, that's just what's going to happen. And I mean, I'm not in Russia, and I'm glad I'm not in Russia. Sorry, Russian fans. But I feel bad for you guys not having internet access. What about your thoughts about that?
I think it's fucked up that they are going back to the communist way where they're controlling the information into their country and out of their country. Definitely not okay, and it's a staple way back to the way of it was before when it was communism. But it is what it is and nothing we can do, but we can just hope that Putin gets a regime change. It's pretty much communism at this point. It's just he's still president per se, but he's still communist.
And then just really quick, just 2 weird things that happened that I want to put on people's radar, but we're not going to go into discussion. A semi-truck crash that closed I-90 Friday night was carrying 16 2,000-pound missiles. Talk about terrorist project gone wrong. And then a man arrested for allegedly choking driver who was singing Christmas songs. So that's interesting. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and close out the podcast now.
Hey, there's one thing we want you to do. Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Make sure you guys subscribe to PewDiePie. We don't have much influence, but he's about to be passed again. So go ahead and do that. Subscribe to PewDiePie.
He's up by 12,000. I don't think.
And unsubscribe from T-Series. When we started this podcast, he was up only about 3,000 subscribers, but now he's up 12,000 subscribers. Maybe we can get that up to 12,001 subscribers now. So go ahead and, if you're not already, subscribe to PewDiePie. Subscribe to PewDiePie.
He's at 12,106 this week.
And unsubscribe from T-Series.
But anyways, that is all we got for you guys. But we will see you next time on our next podcast, which will be due next week, unless we're
next week on Tuesday at 5 p.m.
All right, that is all we got for you. See you guys next time. Peace out.
The Let's Fight Podcast.